Hey everybody, G Bear, Homesteading the Desert. It is now May 4th. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and that is a celebration of the day when a German U-boat shot down a cargo ship full of Kraft mayonnaise, I think. Anyway, let's move ourselves around here and see what we got going on. My cloud potatoes are getting a little crowded in there, but they're as healthy as can be, and they're just loving it. So I'll let those go a little while longer before I start harvesting. And you see I've already closed up the containers. The wind has been pretty much cooperating today, although I did have a dust devil blow through, and I have my pillows sitting on the line over there, airing out, and they blew right off the line and ended up over by the propane shed. So that was okay. There's my flagpole. You notice I got the truck up there repaired and the flagpole installed, and my flag is flying. That actually went up yesterday. Over here you'll see my wire feed welder is out, and I welded that truck back together again. Did a few modifications to it. It's in good shape now. It'll last forever. You also see some wood here on the table. I got my workstation set up here. Got my chop saw set up over here. And I've been working on a few different things today. One of them being the room addition. I got my 4-foot centers already set. And now I'll work on putting the 2-foot centers in between there. And then my cross blocks on sometime tomorrow, weather permitting. Also, I picked up all of the parts I need for connecting my clothes washer. And I started thinking, what am I going to do with that? Well, it would be kind of handy to have it right here, because the clothesline's right there. So let's take the clothes out of the washer, put them on the clothesline, run them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a temporary pad here, maybe of wood, so that I can balance that on there. Then I'll cut the wall open over there and get into where the water lines are. That's going to be for the sink and all of that. And I got a T and all of that stuff. I'm going to cut it in and bring out a piece of 1/2 inch coming over here. For right now, I'm just going to do a single to double connection, and to let you know what that's all about. That's this, okay? You can buy this Y hose. Let me get my camera in place. You can buy this Y hose where you got 2 connectors here and then 1 connector here. And then this hose would be connected to your cold water or your hot water, either way. I'm going to have it hooked up to the cold water, and I'll be doing cold water laundry, but that's okay. I usually like doing that anyway to keep things from shrinking. I like wearing painter's shorts for work, and in hot water, those things shrink like crazy. So the cold water does them good, and that'll be my hookup. Then the drain here, I'm going to get one more of these barrels set right beside it, and I'll drain into the barrel, and I'll have a hose bib at the bottom where I can take the water out and use it for irrigation, so nothing gets wasted. All right, I took another outdoor shower today. My towel hanging over there, and it was pleasant. But I was having problems with my shower head. And the reason is, those shower heads over there are designed to work in houses where you've got your water under pressure. This is a gravity feed system. I don't have a lot of pressure, so I don't get hardly any water out of that thing. You have to run around to get wet. And the little sprinkles that come out of it are so fine that even a light breeze like we're having right now would blow them away from you. So I made myself a shower head out of an L and a nipple and a cap. And I drilled some holes in it, and look at that. Now I get some water. So that felt really good a little while ago, and I just pulled that and felt it again, and the water is hot again already. Water's running about 90 degrees. So that's just right, because it's about 86 out here. So it gives you a little cool down, but it doesn't give you a shiver or anything like that. All right, moving on down the line. Starting to get a little breeze picking up. My flag is waving and my wind meter is spinning. I also climbed up on the roof and raised that antenna up to the top of the pole like I threatened I was going to do. And down here you can see my center bridge for the floor joist to give me that extra support. And I had to take the shower drain off because it ended up right in the center of that joist. So I'll have to do some adjustments on that, but that's the reason I didn't glue it. There's my little lizard buddy over there. There's about a dozen of those. A couple of them are so fat, I think they've been eating coyotes or something. But I'll be working on this down the line, and what I can show you here is, for those of you interested in building, you saw how I did the block in another video and how I made sure I got it straight and level, and you see how the boards all fit right up against it. So those boards are all fastened in with concrete screws. That I use a rotary hammer with a mason bit, and I drill right through the wood and right into the concrete blocks, not in the center of the cavities, but where the blocks are at an end. So in other words, let's see if we can get it down here. Yeah, here's a screw right there, and this is right on the end of the block, right here. So I got that right into the meat of the block, and it sucks the wood right in there, holds it tight. And then when you put the floor joists in and use joist hangers, of course, those are going to keep it from wanting to sink. But I also cut those so that they're tight, and you have to start them off to one side and bang them in with a hammer. So they're wedged in there really solid, and you don't have to worry about those things flexing or sagging or twisting or anything like that. All right. These are the concrete screws I was talking about that I used to fasten those in. And as you can see, there's no threads on the point because you have to pre-drill a hole. But they have double threads on the shaft so that they bite right into the concrete. And I like using the hex heads because I use a hex head driver, and it's a magnetic. It holds them right in place, and it's easy to shoot them in. Sorry, there's a little bug on the inside of my eyeglasses. All right, so let's see. I've got a list in my hand. We're going to move to the next thing. Oh yeah, I got to set up a driveway alert here. It's a Harbor Freight driveway alert. It's supposed to be good for 750 feet, but I put it down there at the beginning of the driveway, so if anybody pulls into the driveway and I've got my back turned, I'm going to hear this thing, and I'll show you what it sounds like when somebody crosses it. It does that twice if somebody crosses the beam. So that's loud enough to let me know somebody's coming into the yard. And see, yeah, we did the clothes washer, the barbecue. I did reheated some ribs for lunch today. We got to the flagpole. Oh, the butcher block. I showed you the butcher block I put on top of that cabinet for my food prep, and I wanted to show you how I did that, how I made that. Here's my 2x2s of old scrap maple. And you can see how they're a little uneven and the glue is coming through them. This is a glued up piece that I cut off of that section. And this is the back side of it, because it was sitting down that way, so I got a little even. Then what I did was I planed the surface and then routed the edge with a router and a Roman OG bit. And then I oiled it using mineral oil. And we'll head inside and I'll show you again what that turned out to look like. All right, here it is right here. And I did use it last night when I was prepping my steak dinner. I had steak with steamed broccoli and green beans and cauliflower. It was good. Oh no, I'm sorry, not cauliflower, carrots. cauliflower is with tonight's meal. So I'm going to be doing chicken tonight with cauliflower and baked potato. And my stove here is wonderful. I just love it. No more having to use a match to light the camp stove. It's got the electronic ignition. And of course, my electric bill is going up. I love saying that. And that's about it. Let's see what else is on the... Oh yeah, I did go in and service the batteries today. They were all in good shape. A couple of cells needed a little bit of distilled water, but other than that, they're all in good shape. And the other thing I did